Hello and welcome to another vlog. Something a little bit different this time. Sometimes I do start vlogs in front of the house. However, what's happening in this episode is some of you will be aware that I race pit bikes as well. Now Symoto, Pit Bike Racing have brought a Symoto, and what we're going to do is we're going to build it up from in the crate. Then we're going to take it to track and see how it compares to my sort of factory bike which I race in the British Mini Bike Championships. So here's the bike in the box. As Roy's just brought it down, pitbikeracing.co.uk. So we'll get out the box, and well, I've never built one before, so let's see what's in the box. Right, let's get it open and see what's in there. It's very cold today, by the way. Well, it looks fairly complete. So we need to put front wheel in. Oh, yeah. So put the front wheel in, put handlebars on. Rear wheel's already in, but obviously that'll have to come out to get some tyres put on. Looks like that's it, really. So I can't imagine this. Oh, foot pegs. Can't imagine this is going to take long, but we'll move it into the garage now and we'll start building it. Well, we're in the garage now, and that was a good decision because it is lashing it down outside. So there's the bike. It's, you know, as I said, it's already quite built up. What I didn't mention, what I didn't know actually, is this is the new Symoto model. It's got the twin front disc brakes. So I'm going to be intrigued to, you know, try that out and see how it is. The sort of factory bike what I have has got a quite expensive front brake. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares, because, you know, the cost of this twin brake setup is quite cheap comparatively. Anyway, I've unboxed everything. Manual probably tells you how to build it and stuff, but since I'm such a professional, we won't use that. Front wheel spindle. Fixings for the front brake line. Oh no, they'll be for these fork guards. Comes with, is there already one on there as well? Shock block, yeah. So there's 3 different versions of this. There's one that's already on the bike. This is the rear shock mount. So if you look there, they're actually different thicknesses, so you can adjust the rear ride height, which is quite fancy, I think. They're the foot pegs, hand guards, front mud guard, hand guard brackets, the nylon bobbins. So if you plan on racing one, the rule is basically that any part of the bike that could touch the floor when you crash needs to be plastic, just to, because you crash pit bikes quite regular, and they, you know, want to try and minimize the amount of gouges in the track. A little side stand, which to be honest you're probably not going to use that. There's the new style double disc front wheel. So yeah, I've never seen one of those before. It looks like a lot lighter weight wheel as well. It's all like sort of quite thin. Looks decent. And then just a bar pad. So probably do a bit of a time lapse now and show how it goes together, but I mean, putting the tyres on the rims will probably take longer than building the actual bike, but we'll see. So I think we're going to start by putting the handlebars on. So the risers are already underneath there, just loose. So we'll put them over the right way, we'll get handlebars on, sort out the front brake lines and things. So the bike comes with a black rear shock mount in it, but we're going to put this red one in. As you can see, it's thinner, so that will lower the bike by about 5mm, I'm guessing. Well, so the bike is built. It's pretty straightforward. You just watch there. We've really done put handlebars on, hand guards, put the front wheel in, but there's no tyres on, and it's currently raining outside, so Roy's not getting the time machine out today. Now it's Friday afternoon. I'm gonna ride this bike on Tuesday at the practice day before we do B&B at Teesside on the Easter weekend. So that's a week today, the B&B starts. But I'll just give you a little walk through the bike. So as I said, this model has got the twin front disc brakes on, which looks pretty cool for a pit bike, to be fair, to have double front discs. It's got a fast ace adjustable suspension as well. So you can see there's the adjusters on the top. It's just compression adjustment on a pit bike. You don't alter preload like you would on a big bike. It's got a bigger front master cylinder, obviously, with it working 2 calipers, so it needs that. This is a Z140 engine, so all of the 140 engines are quite similar, really. I think the YX engines, what's available now, the Gen 4s, they tend not to be that reliable. So the bottom end of this looks more like a Gen 3 YX 140, which is what I have in my bike, which is just there. It's got a Nibby carb on it, so there, you can run that. That's absolutely fine. Not like the Chinese carbs of old that were absolutely rubbish. It's got an oil cooler on there as well. Now, one thing I would upgrade from the standard model, so this is as it comes basically, and I think it's with tyres, so with SS compound tyres, which is, you'd use from kind of this time of year really onwards. Anything less than 10 degrees and you want R's, I would have said, but so with SS tyres on, it's £1,995, I'm led to believe, so I mean, if you're wanting to ride a bike for, you know, less than it costs to ride one of those, then they're definitely a good option. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I do a fair bit of pit bike riding and racing, and there's definitely a lot to be learned, especially when it comes to like tactics and overtaking and stuff. Anyway, yeah, so one thing what I would advise changing is getting rid of the normal foot pegs and getting some rear sets, so they will be changed for Tuesday. Yeah, I think it's a 28mm boy exhaust, so again, that's fine. More than enough, really. That's what it looks like, sort of from the cockpit. It's very similar to the bike I ride. Just mine has, you know, more performance upgrades, if you like, but as a starter bike, this is fine. And obviously, one of the benefits you get of buying a new bike is that, you know, it's like not got third gear hanging out of it, which you don't know if you buy your second-hand bike, do you? It's got a little carb overflow there as well, already built on. So it's got the crash bobbins. I mean, pretty much this is race ready. Once you put the tyres on it, there's nothing else required. Well, actually, you need to drill the sump plug. Oh, it's already drilled, isn't it? Oh no. So the crankcase looks like it's already drilled, but you'd have to change the sump plug. But you can't. The oil that comes in them, you wouldn't use that anyway. It's not great oil, so you just drop that. It's classed as shipping oil. Just drop that out straight away. But yeah, next time you see, we'll have the bike at the track and we'll see how it goes. So it's Tuesday. We're at the track. There's the wife and little Vincenzo. So I've got both bikes here. I was here before Roy, so I've done one session on mine, which is the one behind. So this is the same bike that we built up on Friday. There is a few differences now. It's got the rear sets on, like what I talked about. They're not too expensive. Probably about 60 quid. I mean, I'm totally guessing there. I'm guessing about 60 quid. It's got two floating front discs on. And the pads have been changed for like a race pad rather than a standard pad. I think it probably comes with the race pads in, but for some reason this one didn't, so not too sure about that. But yeah, it's ready to go. Brand new tyres, R compound on this. So currently on my bike I've got an SS rear and an R front, which in these conditions SS is probably right. You definitely wouldn't want to use an R rear in these conditions because you just shred it to bits. I've got the GoPro mount on my bike as well, so yeah, I'm going to take this out. Obviously it's its first sort of run, so I try not to be too aggressive with it and, well, see how that front brake feels. That's what I'm interested in. it's about a week since I filmed the part of video what you've just seen. Unfortunately, the GoPro ran out of batteries, so I wasn't able to give a sort of comparison between the two bikes. Now, thinking about my bike, I reckon, I mean, I didn't build it, I sort of got it second hand off Roy, but it's got all the very best of everything, and it is capable of winning races at British Mini Bike Championship, which I have done on that bike. In terms of the twin disc model, sort of out the crate Symoto that I rode, I would say it's probably about 1 second, 1.5 seconds slower per lap than my bike, but that is a totally standard 140 engine, whereas you're allowed to do modifications to the engines to get them up to the horsepower limit of 15.1. Now, my stock bike isn't actually that much, it's like less than 14.5. However, the standard, I would imagine about 13.5 horsepower. So there's not a lot in it, you know, but around a lap, this sort of all accumulates, and then, you know, getting the suspension set for your weight. I suppose it's just like a big bike, and you get into the land of diminishing returns. However, in terms of a starter bike, it's definitely more than adequate for 99% of people's use, I would imagine. Riding the little bikes is a lot different to riding the big bikes, but the Symoto is definitely better. Genuinely, it feels a lot more like a big bike, especially when you put the rear sets on, because the frame's a lot stiffer. I have ridden plenty of pit bikes, and the frame is the area where you can tell the biggest difference. If it's got a crap frame, it just flexes all over in the faster corners. So yeah, I can definitely recommend one. I mean, I'm bound to say that because fundamentally the bike, what I race, is just like the one you saw me build, except with some more modifications on. So if you want to get into racing pit bikes because the big bike's getting too expensive, then yeah, I can definitely recommend a Symoto. And they haven't paid me to say that either. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Next weekend I'm racing the big bike at Cadwell Park. Fingers crossed that goes well. My injuries are pretty much fixed from Snetterton last time I was out. My wrist stroke hand's still a bit sore, but it's not swollen like whatever has a swollen hand, I don't know. But anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you subscribe. If you've got any questions about pit bikes, then just ask me, or hit up Symoto or Symoto on Facebook, or pitbikeracing.co.uk. Links will be in the description. Thanks for watching. Bye.